Hello class. We have missed a few topics of salts that we are going to discuss today. Double salt. It comes under the topics types of salt. Previously we discussed about acid salt, basic salt, normal salt. The fourth one is double salts. Double salts are formed by the union of two simple salts that dissolve in water and crystallize. Double salt means, from the meaning only, it suggests that there are two salts. Okay, so which is dissolved in water and crystallize. Say for example, potash alum. Formula is K2SO4 Al2SO4 24H2O. More salt FeSO4 NH42 SO4 6S2. If you see in this two salt, we have got two salts. Potassium sulfate is one salt and aluminum sulfate is another. Similarly, in case of more salt, FeSO4 is one salt and ammonium sulfate is another salt. Similarly, dolomite, calcium carbonate and magnesium carbonate. So the mixture of two salts is known as a double salt. Next we have got mixed salt. Mixed salts are those salts that contain more than one basic or acid radical. Example, sodium potassium carbonate. So in this we have got sodium is also positive ion, potassium is also positive ion. So we have got two, we can say, basic radical and carbonate one. Okay. Such kind of salts we call it a mixed salt. Then we have got the sixth type is complex salts. Complex salts are those which on dissociation give one simple ion and one complex ion. Complex salt, sodium, silver cyanide, on dissociation will give you sodium ion and AgCN2 minus ion. So this is known as complex ion, and such kind of salts are known as complex salt. Other examples we have got silver aminochloride, tetramine copper sulfate, okay, zinc, sodium zincate. All these are examples of complex salt. Next we will discuss about properties of salt. Properties. Salts are electrovalent compounds. They can conduct electricity either in molten state or in aqueous solution. Salts are non-volatile solids that form crystals. The third property is most of the salts are soluble in water. That means they are highly soluble in water. Next we have got, there is metallic oxides and hydroxides are insoluble except of sodium, potassium and ammonium. Calcium hydroxide is slightly soluble. So this is just to make a note. That means metallic oxides and hydroxides, they are insoluble. They don't dissolve in water. Now there is a term called hydrolysis of salt. The fourth property is hydrolysis of salt. The phenomenon due to which salt formed by a weak acid and a strong base, or by a strong acid and a weak base, reacts with water. That means the salt reacts with water to give an acidic or an alkaline solution is known as hydrolysis. Say for example, salt from strong bases like sodium hydroxide and potassium hydroxide and weak acids like hydrogen carbonate and acetic acid, they hydrolyze in water to give alkaline solutions, and they have pH more than 7. Examples: sodium carbonate, potassium acetate. These are the examples of hydrolysis of salt form. Next we need to discuss about this term, water of crystallization. Some salts with a definite quantity of water, which is known as water of crystallization, and water of crystallization is the number of water molecules that is associated with the salt that is present in the crystal structure. Water of crystallization is in loose chemical combination with the salts, and it can be driven out by heating the crystals of this salt above 100 degrees Celsius. Say for example, if you take this copper sulfate pentahydrate, this is an example of water crystallization because this contains 5 molecules of water, CSO4.5H2O. It is blue in color. When you hit it, it will turn into a white powder, copper sulfate plus water, because water molecule will be removed. This process and this term or the phenomenon is known as water of crystallization.